So if you're in the market looking for an email service for a new domain or to change your service provider, you may justifiably have the question why you should seriously consider Yukthi Mail. And here I seek to answer that question to your satisfaction very convincingly. Okay, so probably your main considerations are, of course, the features of the service, the security. Today, email security is very important as the whole of IT security also. Reliability and uptime, support, cost, and about the company, including the customer base of the company. Okay, so let's start with features. We have a very richly featured service with multi-device anywhere access with any client or application, including on mobiles, tablets, and Apple devices from an app or any client which supports the standard protocols, because we have support for all the standard protocols, and we have this support with proper certificates, TLS, SSL certificates. We have many productivity and convenience features which make your users' life much easier. We have a files module that is for file storage, somewhat the way you have Google Drive or Dropbox. We have a chat service, which means you can have instant messaging within your between your staff internally. And we have email archival, which is again a very important requirement, because you have independent copy of all incoming and outgoing mails under your control. Okay, security. So apart from IT security for companies, the important factor is to prevent data theft, because data theft leads to a lot of losses for businesses. And really in India, there is no recourse to the law when an incident of data theft happens. So the best option is to prevent data theft. Okay, so coming to the core IT security points, we have really strong spam filtering, and we can say this with confidence because we have had people migrate from other services like Google to our service, and they really don't have complaints about spam. You can access optionally, you can enable access only from certain enabled devices. So this also some customers have asked us, and we have done this successfully for them. So if a device is not enabled, the user will not be able to access it. So that means we can also restrict your users from accessing, say, from outside the office. We have a warning message for external mails. This is to guard against spoofing, where you may get a mail from a very similar sounding domain. So warning message will warn your users that this has come from outside and it is not an internal mail. We have policy support, which lets you decide who can send mail where, and the attachment sizes. We have support for all security standards related to email, DKIM, SPF, DMARC, and as I said, the TLS certificates also on all the ports. Yukthi Mail has also been audited in depth by several of our banking and finance customers before signing up, and they have regular surveillance audits also. And we have had no security incidents so far on our email service relating to any kind of compromise of the service itself. Okay, so we have a files service, as I said, for storing files on our servers, our cloud services. And here we have had a few customers whose email is on Google, but the file storage is on our service because they prefer our service. Now, why is that? That is because what they found is in our service, the file storage is treated as a whole and it's not per user. Okay, and so in that complete storage, what they buy from us, they can create folders and assign permissions, including delete permission. So that means they can prevent users from deleting files, which is very important because there have been cases of malicious deletions by users just before leaving the company. They can mount it as a drive on our service, and they can, which means that they can double click, drag and drop. Okay, all those operations are possible. And there is also, they also have a automated local archive to a system in their office. So they have the comfort feel that at all times there is one copy of the data in their office. Email archival is again very important because records of old email, and especially since nowadays all transactions are on email. So a record of that is very important, which is under your control and not the control of your staff. So this again is a case study where a diversified business group with multiple domains moved to our service because they were having litigation issues, and employees would delete mails and then quit the company, and then they would in conjunction with some external party, they would file cases on this company, knowing well that this company would have no evidence to present in court because the emails had been deleted. So now our email archival has become a lifesaver for them because all incoming and outgoing mails are stored in the archive automatically. The users don't know about it. And so now they can present any email in court at any time as evidence. Okay. And we also have an option of on-premise archival where you can have your email in the cloud, but archive on-premise. Okay, reliability and support, very important for an essential service like email. So our service is very reliable. We have our servers in very reliable, reputed data centers with whom we've been working for a very long time, 8-9 years. And so our if you compare our overall uptime, it is somewhat similar. It is similar to Google's episodes of downtime. The most recent which was about a few months back when Gmail was down for about 5-6 hours, if I'm correct. So this overall, if you see, are few episodes of small episodes of downtime of maybe a few minutes, 10 minutes or so, are comparable to the overall uptime which we have given and Google has given. Okay. And we have never had any data loss so far with Yukthi Mail, though there have been one or two instances of disk failures, but because of redundancy, there was no data loss. In terms of support, we are reachable on phone, email, and chat, and we are reachable off working hours also in case of emergencies. We support our customers completely, including client configurations, logs. So cost, also a very important factor. Our plans are based on space, the total space that you take, not on the number of users. So you need not count every user, because we've seen this with when you are taking expensive services from other service providers. People count the number of, because every ID counts, so they'll have users sharing email IDs and things like that. So here in our case, all that is not required because it's based on total space. And you can just have any number of users and domains in that space. We are only bothered about the total space you take. And not only that, you can divide the space between the users as required. So you can give somebody 1 GB, somebody 2 GB, somebody 5 GB. It need not be uniform across all users. Okay, and those of our customers who have migrated from Google have experienced savings of anywhere between 50 to 75% on migration to our service. So these are some of our customers. As you can see, these are very well-known brands all over India. So we have, for example, Bangalore Metro Rail, MTR Foods, and many of these are very long-term customers of ours. Bauer Compressor in Pune, Jockey in Bangalore, Marshall in Ludhiana, Rainbow Packaging Industries in Haridwar. We have Repco Home Finance in Chennai, Suryoday in Navi Mumbai, Ace Intratech in Noida, Altum Credo in Pune. So this way we have got, we are privileged to have a very good set of customers all over the country. And of course, we've got a huge SMB customer base, again, all over the country. Okay, we also have the option of hybrid service where you can have a Google or a Microsoft service and make it work along with Yukthi Mail, where you will get the comfort of Google or Office 365 plus the lower cost of Yukthi Mail. Okay, so generally what happens is that when a company is on one of these premium services, the senior management or the power users would not like to shift out, but at the same time, there is pressure to cut costs. So what they can do is that they can have the senior staff and power users on Google or Office 365, and we can migrate all the others to our service. And so it's the same domain name, and with certain adjustments in the DNS and certain connectors which have to be set up. Once all that is done, it will work very well, and your recipients or the senders will not know that all this is happening in the background. Okay, and it can lead to dramatic cost savings. We've got a customer who's saving about 30 lakhs a year with this kind of an arrangement. Okay, so finally about the company, we have been in business for about 20 years now. We have pioneered Linux IT infrastructure solutions in India. I founded the company myself. I worked in India and the US, and the company is completely stable financially and in terms of management. We are fully committed to our customers. There are no conflicts of interest. So we do not do anything else, and we have no interest in trying to sell any of the products or services. We don't even do website hosting. Okay, and we are completely legally compliant in terms of our labor, GST, income tax, everything. We are fully compliant. So you have no worries as far as the company itself is concerned. So with all these factors, I think I've answered the question quite convincingly about why you should consider Yukthi Mail seriously as a option for your email service. Thank you.